Hey you guys, how are you all? I hope you all are having a splendid day today. Today we are not going with the long ass intro that this channel is famous for or infamous for rather. We are going to dive right into the point because I am pissed and I have a lot to talk about. So, what we are going to teach today is Kim Kardashian, famous socialite, TV personality and businesswoman's advice, business advice actually, to all the women out there. Take a look.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
So, my point is that in my humble opinion, this particular advice is so ignorant, out of touch, privileged, and not only it's a matter of opinion that it is out of touch and out of place. I think it is factually wrong because let's take an analytical view towards it. Let's break the statement down, shall we? This particular statement is built on three hypotheses. Hypothesis number one is work equals money. Hypothesis number second is that all the rich people are rich because of hard work. And number three, all people who are poor because they're lazy. Now, all three hypotheses are not only in my opinion wrong, they are factually wrong. Hypothesis number one, work equals money. There is nobody who works harder than a housewife. What does she make? She makes nothing. Even if you look at the concept or the definition of work in economics, it says every work that produces money. So a housewife's work is in producing it. Second, there are a lot of people who are working out there who are working on minimum wage. There are so many people who are working because they are getting exploited. They do not have the bargaining power to bargain for a higher hourly rate or a higher monthly salary, and hence they are getting exploited. There are people out there who are doing free internships. So obviously work does not equal money. It's not like that if you start working harder, you will get more money. In fact, I take my example. I'm a third year associate. Obviously, I've been working for close to 33 years now. And when I was a first year associate, I would work so hard. I would work harder than at what I work today because it was difficult for me to grasp things at that time. Now what I have done, now my 1 hour of work is definitely values more and definitely is more productive and gives more value to my firm because obviously I have learned a little bit of trade. I'm better at drafting, I'm better at analyzing a problem, etc, etc. And it's just not my example. It's everyone who keeps on working and jumps up the corporate ladder. It happens with all of us. So please don't tell me that hard work equals more money or less work equals less money. It's just absolutely wrong. Number second hypothesis is that all the people who are rich out there are the most hardworking people out there. What about privilege? What about inheritance money? What about people who are born rich? Did they work hard for that? Absolutely not. Maybe their ancestors did, but they didn't. There are a lot of people who come to money because of different various reasons. Take Kim Kardashian's example, and I just really want to take her example because the advice is coming from her. And obviously she says that it's the best business advice that's out there. Let's just examine her case. She has a reality show. She has over 200 million Instagram followers, right? Obviously, if she has to do marketing, she can just, post something and then it's up. She has had a lot of ground to build her business on, whether it's Skims, whether it's KKW Beauty, whether it's anything that she has made, all her businesses. They had a free publicity on her Instagram and on her reality show. Of course, she made the reality show, but again, it was her family. It was different things. She was born into a family that was already famous. She was born with Jenner and her stepfather was Bruce Jenner. And then she made friends with Paris Hilton. So obviously she had so many extraneous reasons for her success right now. Also that she married Kanye West. Also the fact that there was an innate interest in gossip. That's why she made it where she is. She cannot attribute every single piece of success that she has right now and every single dollar that her business makes to her hard work. Also, let's take example of her her baby sister Kylie Jenner, who was obviously named by Forbes as the self-made youngest billionaire. First of all, she was neither self-made nor the billionaire. Now we find out. Obviously, she's not self-made. She was made the billionaire because she owned 100% of Kylie Cosmetics, and Kylie Cosmetics was worth $1 billion. Now come on. Who at the age of 21 years old has the power to retain 100% shareholding in their company? If it's a normal, regular investor starting from the scratch, they do not have the money. They have to go and beg the investors for some money so that they can do marketing, so that they can get the supplies in, so that they can pay their employees. And in return of that, they obviously have to sacrifice and surrender some shareholding. You all have watched Shark Tank. Please back me up. So come on, that's why she was not a self-made billionaire. Her entire Instagram following, where she was marketing her products, were on the basis of her show. So obviously I feel it's very, very out of touch and an ignorant statement. A statement that is made because not only they are ignorant of the people who are living out there, who are living actually really, really working hard, and the conditions and the life is so adverse to them. They are ignorant of their own life. They are ignorant of their own privilege. They're ignorant of the fact that they make maybe the 0.0001% of the lot. They live in one of the richest countries in the world. Kim Kardashian is a billionaire. So I felt that this work advice was quite out of touch. Now, let's do hypothesis number 3. It means that people who are poor are lazy, and that's why they're poor. What about people who are, what about the women who are working on unpaid maternity leave? What about, men working on minimum wage? What about people who are sick, who are disabled, who have PTSD because they were in war, who have mental health issues, who just can't get work because of COVID, unemployment? They are eager to work. Unemployment rates, no matter what country you take, are so serious and so high that we cannot sit here and say that only the people who have jobs, only those are the people who really want to work or really want to work hard. There's so many people who get up every single day, want to get a job. No, not only because they want to become millionaires or billionaires, because they want to feed their kids. They don't even have that kind of money. If every single one of us in the society is not on a level playing field, you really have to be very ignorant, out of touch, and you really have to block your mind and senses to think that we all are at a level playing field. We are not. Example, even if I take my example, I got my education and I am loan free after going to a very premium rich law school because my father was able to pay for it, because my parents were there every step of the way, because they sent me to school in law school. And that's why at the age of 24 I started making whatever money I made. But my first 24 years of my life were paid off, and I didn't have a financial liability out of those 24 years to pay off. I can make my own money and live off my life right now. I'm a qualified lawyer because there was somebody who was at my back, not only to pay my own money for my education, but to motivate me, but to tell me the right things to do. There's so many people that I can contribute my success to. And obviously there is a privilege. Am I the most talented person out there who was supposed to go to this law school and do the job that I'm doing right now? Absolutely not. There are so many people who are more talented and more driven than me, but they didn't have anyone to pay for their college. They didn't have anyone to send them to even school. There are so many people who are illiterate but have a lot of potential. So, my entire point being that you cannot, first of all, give a business advice to all the women out there, because the women are diverse, the people are diverse, the businesses are diverse, and people who are trying to start a business or a startup, their conditions are diverse. Now, this is my main argument. However, I would also like to make a little argument out there where she says that no toxic environments. Every work environment is not chosen by the people who work in it. They do not have the authority or privilege to choose that work environment all the time. I don't choose the work environment that I work in. And even if I start my business tomorrow, what if I have to take a loan from someone, from an investor or so, who turns out to be toxic, but I really needed the money, so I get the money? What if I borrow money from my family? What if my employees are toxic, but they do a good job? So I have to, somehow make sure that I shift their behavior and carve out a way where we all can work together. And sometimes when we are not able to do that, sometimes when the toxicity is absolutely unbearable and behaviors that are not, that you can't shift, that you can't adjust to, businesses fail and you make less money, not because you're lazy, because life is tough for people out there. Not every success can be attributed to hard work alone. Not every failure can be attributed to laziness. And people who are that privileged as Kim Kardashian should not come here and talk about hard work. There are so many people who don't even make 0.001% of what you make, and I'm sure they work 200% hard than you. Not sitting in an AC, not traveling in expensive cars and private jets, but standing there on their own 2 feet in torn shoes. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys agree with my critique. Even if you don't, even if you disagree, tell me in the comments below or DM me on my Instagram. My Instagram is linked down. I'll see you guys in my next one.